me, leadership is the ability to bring about change.
I think at the very bottom of the pyramid that leadership would be, I think it starts with agency and identity.
And do you think in India men are still better leaders?
No, I do think that there is probably an unfair amount of trust reposed on them as, better leaders, and a lack of access to women to be the leaders that you want them to be. So it's just that it's a perception thing. With time and with effort, women can be, if not equal, but even better leaders than men.
We see leaders all around us. It's not just in the workplace, not just in our economic lives, but also at home. It's also in the wider society, in politics, the people whom we choose to elect.
India's marketplace and startup economy is evolving a lot, and there is opportunity for entrepreneurs. It's just that, yes, you have to make calculative moves so that the risks are calculated. But it's not that there's nothing in entrepreneurship but in corporate.
Like there are small businesses and there are big startups as well.
Right.
So even there are a low position job and there is a high position job
Definitely. Agreed, but again, it's all about how much effort you want to put in what field, and everyone can excel in whatever they want. It's just about how you're going about it.
Many of us tend to underestimate the role leadership can play in bringing about change. Leadership can help create a more just and equal society. When there are more women leaders, gender stereotypes get broken. Women leaders also serve as role models for the younger generation. To understand the aspirations of young women in India, we spoke to a few college students in Delhi.
I want to work, I want to support my family, I want to live a fast-paced life for myself, I want to travel, I want to try different new things, meet other people, make connections. I want to be financially independent, and I want to have that power, the power that you can fulfill your own needs along with your family. I aspire to be India's leading businesswoman. Women's empowerment in India has transcended traditional boundaries, I must say, starting from sports to areas of entrepreneurship. Women have been rewriting narratives, inspiring generations to come.
Educational institutions are now emphasizing on preparing young women on entering the workforce.
We attempt to sensitize our students to the fact that leadership lies in the everyday. So there is no skill that a student has which should be considered as not fit enough to make her independent and self-reliant. We encourage our children to become entrepreneurs. We give them a sense of self-respect and self-esteem. The college has, as part of its entrepreneurship project, something called Anupam, Project Anupam, which attempts to make the children earn while they learn. So really it's a very exciting moment in history, in Indian history in particular, where I feel that this is the right time for women to develop a sense of great pride in themselves and to understand that nothing is too small, nothing is too little.
There are high aspirations among young, highly educated women in Delhi, and considerable focus is on making money. But why do women enter the workplace in large numbers but drop out later on?
In the corporate world, India witnesses gender promotion gap. At the level of junior management, 26% are women. In the middle level, it reduces to 18%. At senior level, only 13% women are found. And at chief operating officer level, only 10%, so 1 in 10 COO is women. Companies Act 2013 in India requires listed companies to have at least one woman on their board, but in reality, only 3.6% of the board chairs in India are women.
We haven't really got down to addressing those social norms which really prevent women from being able to be actively engaged out of their homes in public spaces. Because if we really look around us at the public spaces, they continue to be very, very patriarchal spaces. And that's obviously going to have a direct fallout on any kind of participation in public spaces. So we see that reflected in the participation of women in the workforce. We see that reflection of that in leadership and political participation. Because if you're not able to go out and participate, how's that going to happen there?
In a village in Rajasthan, it became clear to us that women have aspirations to move away from manual labor to increase their incomes as well as to enter politics.
स्वराज एक स्वैच्छिक संगठन है जो 1990 से राजस्थान से पंजीकृत है। हम लोग विशेष रूप से महिलाओं के सामाजिक, आर्थिक और राजनीतिक विकास के लिए कार्य करते हैं। अभी हम लोगों ने एक सर्वे किया था जिसमें 18 पंचायत के 22 गाँवों ने 250 महिलाओं के साथ सर्वेक्षण किया था। उसमें निकल कर के ये आया कि 250 महिलाएं जिनका उन लोगों ने सर्वे किया था, उन्होंने से ज़्यादातर महिलाएं NRLM के समूहों से जुड़ी हुई थी और अपने आप में कुछ न कुछ हुनर जानती थी। अब बात थी उनकी जो हुनर है उनके पास में उसको और बढ़ाने की। तो इसके लिए हम लोगों ने देखा कि ज़्यादातर जो महिलाएं हैं जो पढ़ी लिखी हैं, 12 से ऊपर पढ़ी हुई हैं, और महिलाओं ने सभी ने ये कहा कि हम लोग सरकारी नौकरी में जाना पसंद करेंगे। कुछ महिलाओं ने प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाने के लिए भी कहा है।
हर लड़की का एक सपना होता है कि वो अपना सपना पूरा करे। घर गृहस्थी तो सभी करते हैं, करते आए हैं, लेकिन मैं चाहती हूँ कि सब गवर्नमेंट जॉब की तैयारी करें। और जो भी अभी बताया आपने कि महिलाओं को 33% आरक्षण मिल चुका है, तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं और या मेरे साथी जितनी भी लड़कियां तैयारी कर रही है गवर्नमेंट जॉब में जाना चाहती हैं, वो इसमें भाग लें।
मैं आगे पढ़ाई करके नौकरी लगना चाहती हूँ और महिलाओं को ये सीख देना चाहती हूँ कि वो भी अच्छा काम करे, अच्छी पढ़ाई करे।
Typically, if you see, it's the older women who have lesser domestic responsibility, who are able to give that kind of time to the community. Because the domestic responsibility is completely on women. Sometimes they have to contribute to the finances as well. So where is the time? I mean, the time poverty is the biggest issue for women.
हाँ, बनना चाहती हूँ। जो मौका मिलेगा तो सबका काम करूंगी, सहयोग करूंगी सबका। अच्छा, घर का काम अभी तो फिलहाल तो मेरे 2 बेटे तो डॉक्टर बन गए, तो 2 डॉक्टर आ जाएगी, क्या काम करना घर पे रख लेंगे काम वाले को।
We do see that there is a huge transition when the children grow up, because women now for the first time have that little bit of time, and they feel very committed to giving back to the community. These women are nurturers, and they feel extremely connected to their environment, to their communities. This tremendous potential of them being able to bring about transformative change.
Policies that are gender transformative need to be adopted at the local level to help women enter leadership positions.
पहले तो गांव में विरोध होता है बहुत ज्यादा, फिर उनको करने के लिए फिर आदमियों का घर परिवार में साथ हो तो अच्छा सहयोग मिल जाता है, नहीं तो उनको दिक्कतें उठानी पड़ती है। और महिला घर में भी काम करती है, बच्चों को भी संभालती है, पूरा काम करके फिर उनका आती है, साथ सहयोग मिल जाता परिवार का, तो आगे बढ़ेगी, नहीं तो नहीं बढ़ेगी फिर वो।
जब मैंने ये समूह सहायता खुला ग्रुप, यहाँ से मैंने सीखा। शर्मा जी जाते थे, वहाँ मीटिंग करते थे, सब महिला को इकट्ठी करी मैंने और वहाँ मीटिंग की। तो कभी कभी तो मेरे साथ ऐसी दिक्कतें आ गई थी कि कहाँ जा रही है, ये सौहार्द मारती थी, तो मेरे को कहती महिला आपको तो कहाँ जाएगी, महिला मंडल बनेगी, वो होगा लेकिन धीरे धीरे मैं यहाँ आने से बहुत बहुत फायदा हुआ, सभी महिलाओं को मैंने समूह से जोड़ा।
The recent data on female labor force participation rate in India based on periodic labor force survey shows a surge of 9.5 percentage points for the period 2017-18 to 2021-22. It stands at 32.8%, which is lesser than the global average of 47%. Nonetheless, it's a progress. So what does this number mean? If we look at the Female Labour Force Utilization in India report brought out by the Ministry of Labour and Employment in April 2023, we find that even today the most important reason for women not joining the labour force is family responsibility. Of course, the extent of prominence of care work being the sole reason for drop in the FLFPR has decreased in the said period, especially for rural India. And this view is endorsed by the State of Working India report, which suggests that the chances of younger women in rural India seeking job are significantly enhanced in families with working mother-in-laws. The next most important reason for women not joining the labor force is pursuing education. So what is the connection between the education level and FLFPR? Here we see some kind of a U-shaped curve, where the FLFPR is as high as 40% for women with very little education, and then there's a dip for a large middle range, and then it rises once again for postgraduate or professional qualifications. We also know that as the family income rises, aggregate family income rises, the FLFPR tends to drop. So what does a rising FLFPR really mean? Does it mean women empowerment, or does it mean pressure of poverty pushing women out to somehow eke some kind of a living?
मैं अपनी मम्मी का रियल लाइफ में सपना पूरा करना चाहती हूँ. That's why I want to be a professor and to make her proud and my family also.
I would really want to see myself as a businesswoman down the line, because I feel that there is much more scope in this field rather than doing a job or any other thing.
Women bear the brunt of gender norms and stereotypes that limit their ability to take on leadership roles. But when dreams and aspirations are high, everything is possible.